Okay, this is going to be a quick video to address some issues that I've seen with these cameras. It has to do with micro SD card incompatibility. Now I've got in my hands, I've got two micro SD card. One is a SanDisk 8 GB class 4 micro SDHC card. The other one is a non-branded micro SDHC class 4 card. Looks like it was made in Taiwan. One of these cards works in this device and one doesn't, okay? The SanDisk does not work for some reason. Even though these discs work great in my other items that I sell, my other little spy camera gadgets, for some reason they don't work very well in these clocks, whereas this one does. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you put the SanDisk one in. The device is off. We're going to go ahead and plug it in. Get through this as quickly as I can. Now we're going to turn it on. The blue LED comes on. Usually you want to give it a couple seconds to initialize to make sure that it's going to work just fine. Now watch what happens. Power button works, okay? Makes the unit go on and off. Whoops. Okay. On and off. You have to hold this relatively close. Now let's go try to take a video. This is the video button right here, over here on the left. Nothing. Oh wait, there it goes. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it worked for just a second. That was an anomaly. Normally that doesn't work at all. Now see when I try to press the video button how it doesn't work? It seems like the unit locked up. And that has, oop, there it just stopped. It just started and did whatever it was doing. Now it's acting funky right now. That's because of the card. Let's try this. Let's turn this off again. And let's pull the card out and see what happened. Again, this is the one that I knew would not work. Okay, and there is a DCIM folder with media, and there's something there. And it says Windows Media Player has encountered a problem. There's a problem with the file. There's something wrong with it. So let's go ahead and we're going to right click on this again. We're going to right click, we're going to format this card again. It was already formatted, but we're just going to do a quick format on it. That erases everything on the card and makes it okay again. Okay, close. Okay, now we're going to pull the card out. Now let's try that again. I didn't expect it to do that. Normally this card makes this unit lock up, so this is good. This is good because it's showing the different things, that strange things that might happen if you have an incompatible card. Unit powers on. Okay, let's try the on-off button. Okay, it's off, on, off. So it's working fine. The on-off button seems to work. And now let's try to take a video again. Okay, it's working again, but it's not working. This is getting very strange, definitely. Okay, give it a few seconds. Let's see if we can stop the movie now. We're going to press the button. Okay, it stopped. Let's try a microphone. Okay, that's working right. Okay, press that again. Come on, stop. Sometimes these remotes can be a little bit finicky. Okay, whoops, and then I pressed it again. So I pressed it, I had it stopped, and it delayed, and then I pressed it again. Let's try this again. Stop. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take a picture. Oh, I see what's going on. I've got the picture. Come on, take a picture. Please take a picture. There it goes. Finicky. This thing's being really finicky today. There's one picture. Let's see if we can take another one. Okay, it's not working correctly. I'm trying to take pictures and it's not working. Oh, it just took another one. Okay, let's put it on motion detect now. Now in order to do this test, I'm going to turn the camera so that there's no motion at all. I'm going to zoom up on it, and I'm going to come around to the side. Now this thing should not, get over here, this thing should not engage when I press this button. Okay, ready? I'm going to click the motion detect button. What will happen is it'll blink 4 times slowly, and then it'll quick blink and go out. Watch. Motion detect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Flash, 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 and then goes out. That's because it's detecting motion. Yet there's no motion in front of the screen. It's recording right now, but there's no motion. And all these cameras do that. I'm waving my hand in front of it now. All these cameras do that. I don't know why. But every one of these, whenever you go into motion detect first time, it automatically starts recording no matter what. So we're going to go ahead and press the motion detect button again to stop. Now the blue light comes on. Now watch what happens when I do it again. This time it'll work correctly. It'll continue to blink until it actually detects motion. So we'll zoom up again, and I'm going to hit the motion detect button. I'm going to stay off to the side. Okay, and see if I can get both of these in the camera at once. Okay, here we go. This is kind of hard to do. See if I can come up on here like this. Okay, ready? Oops, I'm not pointing it at it. This is hard. Let me try pointing it at it. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's not working. Again, it's not working. Look. Oh, there it goes, finally. Now when I move, now it detects that motion. Shut it off. Okay, so this card is definitely acting finicky. Let me try powering it off again and see if I can get it to replicate what it was doing last time. It's not shutting off. See how it's stuck? It's like try pressing different buttons here. Video. See how it's like locked up? That's because the card is incompatible. So I'm just going to manually shut it off. Now we probably have files on here, okay? But still, it's obvious that it's not working correctly. It's like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Usually what happens when I do this is the power button works, but none of the other buttons work. But when you press the motion detect button, it sits there and blinks forever and it never shuts off. But this time it's acting a little differently. I just did this test inside. Oh, look at that. This is definitely not a video file. This one might be. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's crap. There's something wrong there. That's not a real video file. Let's try the audio file and see what happens. Yeah, it's not working either. It should be coming up. Well, okay, let's try this. I might not have that set up. Come on. Media changing. Play. Countered an error. Close. So this card, I'm going to go ahead and... There's nothing wrong with this card. If I take this card, I can plug it into a camera. Let's format it again. Format. Start. I can plug this into a camera. I'm not going to go through this, but this card works. I guarantee you this is a good card. And this is what some of my customers are having with the problems. They take a card that works just fine in a camera or somewhere else, and they say, hey, this does not work. I know this card's good, and it is. Your card is good, but it's simply incompatible. So this card right here has got problems, okay? So we're going to pull this one out, set this one off to the side. This is the bad pile over here. Okay, now I've also got this other card right here. This one doesn't have anything on it. Just to show you that it doesn't have anything on it, let's plug it in real fast. I guess I could do some crazy sleight of hand to make it look like I'm doing something mischievous here, but I'm not. So I've got the card clicked, okay, right here, SDHC, and there's nothing there, okay? So there's nothing on my SDHC F drive, okay? So now watch what happens when I pull this out and plug it in. You'll see this camera operating exactly the way it's supposed to. Even though both of these are good cards, the computer detected both of them just fine. That card is bad. I mean, it's not bad, but it's incompatible with this. So here we go. Turn this on. Now watch this. Watch how smooth this one works now. Now let's go ahead and power off. Goes off. On. You have to give it a second. There it goes. Off. on. Okay. You have to wait. I'm going way too fast here. Off. Got to give it a second. You go too fast with these devices, they start acting up. Okay, now let's go ahead and go through it. Here's the video button. We're going to go ahead and click this. See how it's taking video? And I'll show you this video once we get done here so you can see me waving. This is video test number 1. Video test number 1. Okay, press stop. Okay, so it flickers and stops. Let's do that one more time. Okay, just so you can, well, let's go all the way around. Audio test. Click. Slow blinking. See how it's slow blinking? It's blinking correctly. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to. Now again, don't try to record really short files. Let the thing play for at least 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. Because if you try to record too short of files, things can go haywire, and I don't know why. It's just the idiosyncrasies of this device. Okay, now let's try pictures. Click it once, the LED will go out, and then come back on. I just took a picture. Try it again. LED goes out, and then comes back on. Okay, now I just took 2 pictures. Okay, now we're going to go motion detect, and in order to do this test, I want to put this thing down here. We're going to do the same exact test. Okay, and you'll see what I mean, how these things act the same, even regardless of the card. So we're going to go into motion detect mode, which is this button up here at the top. Okay, when I click it, watch, you'll see it blink 4 times, and then it'll fast blink and then go out. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then fast blink, boop, 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 and then goes out. Now right now it's recording video or motion. It's recording video, even though there was no motion. So this is our motion, our first motion detect test. These spike clocks always do this, even if there's no motion out here. They always activate immediately. Now you can let it play out, and then what'll happen is after 3 minutes or whatever, it'll shut off, and then it'll go into actual motion detect mode. So you don't have to worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. But let's go ahead and shut motion detect off. Okay, and the blue light comes back on. Okay, now watch. The second time I try it, now it'll work. It'll work from here on after every time I do this. It'll work properly, I should say. Okay, so we're going to hit motion detect, and there's nothing in the frame now that should activate it. Click. 1, 2, 3. See how it's going to keep going. See how it keeps going? Because there's no motion out here. Now, I'm going to put this camera in front of this lens. See that? Boom, that's second motion detect test. That's test number 2. Okay, test number 2. Okay, so you can see the video files that I'm making are genuine here. Okay, now that activated correctly because there's motion in the frame. Now we're going to go ahead and hit the motion detect button again to stop recording, and the light stays on. Now let's do another motion detect just to show you that it will activate correctly from here on. I don't know why the first one does it, but it always does that. I've tested hundreds of these in a row, and they always do that. So here's motion detect again, and it shouldn't start. It should sit there and blink until it detects motion. It's going to keep going until it detects motion. So obviously it's in motion detect mode now. Now I'm just going to run across the screen here with my fingers. Okay, see how it detected motion? It detected motion right there. It detected me running across the screen. So now it's recording. And let's go ahead and hit the motion detect button again to stop recording. Okay, and then the blue light stops. So we've got 2 successful motion detect files. Well, you saw what happened. Let's look at the files now. Now this was with a card which is simply compatible. It just works. There's nothing wrong with this camera. There's nothing wrong with the clock. It's the card that we're using which is the difference here, which is what I'm trying to show you today. Hit the power button and it goes off. Now let's go through this again really fast, just to show you that I'm not bluffing here. Okay, here's video mode. Let's do video mode. Boom. Blink, 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 and out. This is like the last and final video right here. Last and final video. Okay, we're going to let that play for just a second. Or record, I should say. Okay, stop. I didn't hit the button right. There it goes. I didn't have it pointed. I had it up here somewhere. You have to kind of point it at the unit. Okay, now sound. Click it once, and the blue light blinks slowly. This is sound mode. This is the final sound test. Final sound test. And let it record for a little bit. And that's been at least 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. Let's go ahead and hit stop. Okay, now picture. Just going to do one picture. Bam. I'll just go like this. Whoops. There, I held like 3 fingers up so you can see this is the final Final one. Hopefully it catches it. It's going to be really close. It's going to be really crappy. These videos and pictures are going to be really crappy, just so you guys know. Okay, let's do a motion detect, and it'll probably detect motion immediately. I'll try to stay as still as I can. I won't talk. Ready? See, all right, either that happened because it was the first motion detect, since I turned it off and then turned it on again, or it's because I moved. Let's try motion detect one more time. I got to point it at it here. There it goes. It stopped. Even though it looks like I'm pointing it at it, I'm really not, because it's like I have it like this. Okay, let's try motion detect again. I'm making sure I'm pointing right at it. Let's see if I can hold this thing so still. I'm not going to be able to do it. Okay, move. See that? See how it started recording? Okay, this is the last and final motion detect video. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit stop. Okay, and we can power down if we want, and shut the device off, pull the card out, and there's going to be a bunch of files on here. Once again, this is the micro SD HC class 4 8 gigabytes from Taiwan. I don't know where I got this. I got it probably on eBay somewhere. But this one works, and for some reason this one over here, the SanDisk, does not work correctly. Even though this is like genuine SanDisk. I think this came off eBay also, and it came in a card that said SanDisk. I mean, it was an actual genuine SanDisk card. All right, let's check out our files. There's going to be a lot of files here. It opens it right up. So this is my SDHC card. It's going to be under the DCIM, under Media, and you can see all these files that we recorded here. Okay, just to show you that they work, I got to turn my sound up. Video test number 1. Video test number 1. Okay, that works. That has to do with video media player there. I don't know what happened there. Let's try that again. See how it's taking video, and I'll show you this video once we get down here so you can see me waving. This is video test number 1. Video test number 1. Okay, it has something's going on with my media player. It might be the file. There might be something with the file. Sometimes the files that are recorded on these clocks are not. Okay, let's. This audio file is not playing. Let's try this again. This is totally candid, man. Okay, there it goes. It's blinking correctly. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to. Now again, don't try to record really short files. Let the thing play for at least 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. Because if you try to record quick, slow blinking, see how it's slow blinking? Okay. That one sounded like it was cut off, actually. That was strange. Okay, let's go through all our pictures right now. Let's go through all our pictures. 1, 2, looks like there's 1, 2, 3 pictures. So there's the first one, there's the second one, and there's the third final one. So those were all of our pictures that we took. Okay, now we're going to go to this one, might be a video file, I'm not sure, let's look. Now right now it's recording video, or motion, it's recording video, even though there was no motion. So this is our motion, our first motion detect test. These spy clocks always do this. Even if there's no motion out here, they always activate immediately. Now you can let it play out, and then what will happen is after 3 minutes or whatever, it'll shut off, and then it'll go into actual motion detect mode. Sorry if you can't hear this. This is a laptop that I'm playing this on. Let's let this one run out and see if Windows Media Player gives us a weird error again. Okay, there's something wrong with my Windows Media Player, I believe, and I've seen this before on this computer. Boom, that's second motion detect test. That's test number 2. Let's go to the end here and see if it freezes up. Down to the end. Okay, yeah, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with my media player. When I play these in VLC media player, they don't do that. That was my other motion detect. This is like the last and final video right here. Let's let this one play out. More than likely, it's going to give another error. And when and the errors that you might get, these errors that you might get with your media player, it might be with your what are called codecs on your computer. If you don't have the proper codecs, which obviously I don't on this laptop. Final sound test. Final sound test. And let it record for a little bit. And So I hit the button. Your sound files get chopped off. When you actually hit the button and it stops recording, it actually chops off the last like 4 seconds. And that's just a weird thing that goes on with the clock. There's another picture file. Either that happened because it was the first motion detect, since I turned it off and then turned it on again, or it's because I moved. Let's try motion detect one more time. Okay, whoops, ooh, I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to go online right now. Okay, and here's the final video. See how it started recording. Okay, this is the last and final motion detect video. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit stop. Okay, that's it. I hope this helps. These files would play better if I had VLC Media Player on there, or possibly maybe Apple QuickTime. Windows Media Player is having a problem with this format of file. This is what kind of file is this? Let's right click on this. I think these are these are AVI clips, which it shouldn't have a problem with, but for whatever reason, the codecs are not working properly, or it's a problem with my Windows Media Player file, my Windows Media Player itself. I'm not going to make a judgment on this. You should be able to play these files without any problems. So if there is a problem with your computer or your player, then you'll have issues. But as you can see, it can be a finicky device. It really can be. It's inexpensive, but if you do run into a problem with the card, and I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to try this with this card one more time. This is the bad one, the one that doesn't work. We're going to try this one more time, and I'm trying to see if I can replicate a customer's problem that they had. They said when they turn the unit on, the on and off button works, but none of the other button works. But if you press none of the other buttons work, but if you press the motion detect button, it'll blink continuously, but it won't actually record. So we're trying to replicate that person's problem. Let's see if we can click this to take a video. Let's see if video works. Okay, it's not working. Try the video button again. It's not working. And let's try the microphone button. It's not working. I might have better luck replicating the problem this time. And photo, it's not working. Not working. Now watch what happens. I predict when I press this motion detect button, the blue light's going to blink non-stop, and I'll even move in front of it, yet it won't record. Let's try it. And there it goes. This is a problem one of my customers just having. Now this thing, even though it's supposedly on motion detect, it won't detect nothing. It won't start recording. It should flash multiple times and then go out, but it's not doing it. Okay? There's not a problem with the clock. Now when I hit the motion detect button again, it'll stop blinking. Yet if we look at the card, there won't be any files on it. So let's stop motion detect and see how it stops, and it'll do that all the way around. Watch video. No video. Audio. No audio. Picture. No picture. But if we hit the motion detect, we get this blinking. It just keeps going. I think it'll go like 40-50 blinks. I thought I remembered it goes out after a while, but I can't remember. But it'll just sit there and blink constantly. It won't detect motion. It won't do anything until we hit the motion record button again. Now the on-off button will work. Watch this. Off, on, off, on. Now I'm glad it finally did it this time, but you can see how this unit reacts when there's a card in it which is not compatible with. Okay, this is what it does. It does all kinds of strange stuff. You see how it's acting differently now than the tests we ran at the beginning. At the beginning it was kind of working, but kind of not, because when we checked the files, they didn't even work. They were all corrupt. They were all garbage files. But now, none of these buttons, none of these other lower buttons work, but the motion detect button will cause it to blink. Press it again, it shuts it off, and the power button will shut it off. So I'm glad it finally did that. That's what I was expecting it to do the first time, but again, I can't even predict what this thing's going to do when you have a card in it which isn't compatible. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off, pull this card out, and just to show you that there was nothing being recorded at all, we're going to take this one out. We're going to put this one in. Okay, this is the I hope this doesn't look like I'm doing some kind of weird sleight of hand crap. This is the one we just pulled out of the clock. Okay, this one's going in. Okay, and there's gonna be nothing on here. There might be a corrupt file. Yeah, there's nothing on here. If you look, my SDHC card, F drive. There's nothing there. Wasn't recording anything. Anyway, I hope this to solve some of your problems, or at least figure some of them out. If you want a card that you know absolutely works, you can buy them from me on my site. On What a Deal, I sell the cards that I actually test these units out with. So just write me and just say, hey, which card should I get? And I can give you a direct link to a card that is guaranteed to work. So I hope this helps, and just contact me if you have any further issues.